Hello guys, welcome back to Coding with Bobby, and we have already set up the Redux store, actions, reducers and Redux provider as well. Along with that, in the previous video we have seen how to debug our state or the Redux store. In this video we are actually going to make some changes to our state or the Redux store. So for that, what we'll do, our main idea would be something like in this time already what we were having is we are having two counter components, so each one is having its separate state. So now we'll have one global state. Now the global state is this, so we're going to update the value. Now how we can update the value, what I'll do is in our main home page I'll just remove these and I'll print the global state. So we have got something known as a React hook use state, which lets us to grab any value from the state. So how we can do it, I'll just do const value and use state. This will be from our React, not use state, sorry, use selector. Yeah, use state is from the React used for creating a local state, but here we'll be making use of use selector, which will let us select or grab any value from the Redux store. So use selector, I'll just remove this one for now and counter as well. Yeah, and this will take our state and this will give me state dot value like that. Now this state, now this being a TypeScript file, so I need to give in the type of this file, and I've defined my reducer as a JS as well. So what I'll do, I'll just create one type.tsx and I'll create types interface, or we can let it be like just ts, as we are not giving any JSX in it. So interface, and this is our root state, and root state has value which is number, and it has name which is string, then it has got profile URL which is string again, and we'll also create one interface for action type, which is we are just returning, if you see the action, we are just returning this type, no payload. So I'll just let it be type, which is a string. That's it. And inside my reducer, I'll also make it as TypeScript .ts. Yeah, and I'll just define the type here, and which is going to be root state, and action is going to be my action type. Yeah, and we'll just save it, and in our page we'll define the state type would be root state like that. So now this way I can grab any value. If I want to grab the name, I can do it like const name, use selector, and state, which is going to be root state, and going to give me state dot name, or we can even do it like const value comma name from the state. That is also fine, and we'll just try to print it out. Okay, and I'll just do p, and the counter is gonna be our value like that, and I'll just give it name. Name is going to be constant as I'm not changing it anywhere, so we'll just check it out. And okay, we've got some error. State, this function is not supported. Yeah, because whenever we are making use of any use selector or React hook, this should be done on the client side, not on the server side, because all the global state or the Redux store will happen on the cache side or on the local store. So that would be on the client, not on the server. So Next.js only does the server side rendering, so we need to tell it explicitly that this will happen on the client side like that, and now it should work. Yeah, so now what we'll do is in our counter we'll remove the state, as we don't need any local state, we only need our global state, and we need to update it. We'll need this function. Okay, now see, for incrementing or decrementing, I've already told you when we want to change any state of the application, we need to dispatch actions. For dispatch, we have got something known as use dispatch, which is again a React hook. So we'll use dispatch like that, and we'll also import our increment and decrement functions from actions like that, and we'll just do dispatch and increment, and we'll create a similar one for decrement and decrement one, and we'll dispatch same and we'll decrement, yeah, like that. So we have got the two functions. Now I'll remove the value because value is already visible on our home page. Now I'll create two buttons. One would be for the increment and one would be for the decrement fun, and this will be named as decrement. Now we'll see how we have got, okay, but we are not rendering this counter anywhere, so we'll render it out here. One div, and I'll name it counter1, and I'll just put one counter like that. Okay, counter is not imported, counter, and there will be two counters. But now the main point is, earlier also we were having two counters, but the two counters were behaving like they have their local states, but now they don't have their local state, they are in the global state. So they will both work on this counter to increment or decrement. I'll also open my Redux store just to see what actions are taking place, right? Okay, this ain't gonna work. 1 second. Okay, we'll check it out here. Yeah, so I'll just do increment, yeah, increment, and we have got this increment action, and the difference was from 0 to 1, like that. This is how we can debug. Now I'll increment from counter 2, same, I've incremented it thrice, I'll increment it once more, like that. Boom, yeah. So 4 times I've done the increment action. Let me just check if Redux DevTools working here. Yeah. So now I'll just decrement, and we can also see the difference. From 4 it has become to 3. Now I'll decrement from here. Now the main idea is both these counter components are working on the same global state. They're sharing the state throughout the app. They don't have their local state. They can have their local state, but we want this counter to be shared across the app. So this way, and this we can see all the actions that are taking place like that. Increment, decrement, and these are all working on the same state. So we need to take care of just few things, like when we want to grab something from the state, we can make use of use selector, right? And when we want to dispatch some action, we can make use of our use dispatch, like that. So I hope you liked this video. In the next video we'll create a full-fledged to-do application from scratch that will give you more insights, more deeper into the Redux, and how we can also dispatch some payload via the actions. Thank you.